Good evening, everybody. So today I'm going to present the presentation on my topic, that is student jobs and approaches, limitation of fields according to society and NEP. Education, student and job are totally mingled. Students acquire education in respect and in need to acquire jobs. So who is a student? Any person who studies, investigates, or examines thoughtfully is called a true student. And what is an education? Education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits. But when we analyze and read these definitions, we come to know that majority of the students have failed to become a true student because the teachers, the parents are giving them the inputs of rote learning, and the output is that they had to write what they had learned in the process of rote learning. And only a few, only a few students are able to develop their mind, to open their mind with the needs of present time. Here is the slide of recent job trends in India. Now we can see that in NEET, which are mainly from science streams, approximately 10 to 11 lakh students are applying, but the selection rate is not that much good. In G, only 2 lakh people are able to get succeed in what they want, and in NEET, the percentage are higher. In UPSC, last year data, that means in 2019, 7 lakh people applied, whereas the selection and the vacancies were only of 896 people. What this proves is that the draft of National Policy of Education 1986 promised and visualized to strengthen mathematical learning and science learning, to increase the creativity, to increase the inquiry. But the teach test methodology, the de-emphasis of vocational education by the implementers has led the parents, the teachers, and the students to go in the same road, in the same stream where there is high competition from very long time. Only a few parents, students, and teachers were able to think out of the box. India currently is in the race of getting the title of developed nation. One of the foundation stone on which the Indian huge building of developed nation will stand is literacy. As we can see, the literacy rate of China, Finland, Singapore, and UK are much higher than India. We can conclude that India needs to adopt some new measures, some new policies in its education policy so that it can improve the education quality, the education rate, the literacy rate of its people in India or in the world. And it really needs to increase the share of GDP, the share of expenditure in education, because the current scenario of education is not that good, which will help India to gain the literacy rate it really wants, to gain the gross enrollment ratio it wants by 2035. Now, we all have been criticizing, and in fact, I'm also saying that I have criticized National Policy of Education 1986 because it had led students to just wrote the things and present it in written matter in front of teachers, in front of examiners, but it hadn't created the educational environment that India needs in 21st century. But some of the successful points of NPE 1986 is that it has increased the literacy rate respect to with respect to its population. It has increased the gender parity index, which was lower in 1981, but now in 2011 it was it was around 75 to 76%. It has also increased scheduled caste literacy rate as well as scheduled tribe literacy rate. In the draft policy of national policy, in the draft of National Policy of Education 1986, it was written that it really wants to equalizes the gender participation in all the streams, which has been reflected in this last draft named under percentage divisions of humanities, science, and commerce. Now, the next slide is National Education Policy of 2020. It had a new objective, which includes to produce Indian citizens and producing, engaging, and contributing citizens for building an inclusive and plural society as envisaged by our constitution. And its vision is to transform India into a vibrant knowledge society and making India a global knowledge superpower. It has decided to increase its share of GDP by 6%, and it has decided to achieve gross enrollment ratio by 100% by 2035. And the fundamental principles which it is going to follow are achieving foundational literacy and numeracy, flexibility, multidisciplinarity, ethics and human and constitutional value, full equality, inclusion, substantial investment in strong, vibrant, and public education system, light but tight regulatory framework. Here I want to, I must say, either we can say differentiate, or we can say, I can say compare this national policy with the policy of Finland, because it is a very it is a well developed nation, as well as it has a high literacy rate of 99%, not only total literacy, but also its male and female literacy. The similar features which we are getting in our national education policy and in that education policy is that it had provided flexibility in higher education, it has provided multidisciplinarity, it has provided the way to learn in local language. But in my opinion, India should adopt 2 or 3 more provisions that are to reduce the pupil-teacher ratio by a little bit less to 20:1, and it should place the local government with the power of governing and funding the local schools, and it should minimize the homework given to students, because the amount of homework given to students lets them with no time to involve themselves in extracurricular activity, which is creating a skill gap in India, and which is leading many students to not be able to achieve their goals. In my personal opinion, I would like to say that there are several options available to each and every student of each and every stream. For example, we can say, for instance, in art streams, students can pursue in their careers as archaeologists, as anthropologists, as economists, as political scientists, as museologists, as agricultural journalists, as assistant administrative officer, as research assistant in Rajya Sabha, or etc. In science stream, they can pursue as data scientists, as polytechnicians, and can apply for National Defense Academy as well as for Naval Academy. Then the common career option considered by students, it is a research, it is a survey conducted by Mindler, which is a career counseling site. It shows that 93% of the students knows only 7 career options, and in this also majority of the people knows science and mathematical fields. So the conclusion which I had got is that my research is that the teach test marks methodology needs to be reverted with the growing importance and need of vocational and skill developing education is felt. The student mindset needs to be changed from remaining focused on one particular job to vast job opportunities provided by the subjects he is expert in or he has interest in. The new education policy is the right and necessary step taken by our policy maker in relation to the advancement of 21st century. Along with this conclusion, which I had got by my research, I would like to conclude this presentation with few lines that are as follows. Science needs to be mingled with art, like to cross river, woods need to be converted in raft. Skills need to be developed not only for job, but because in the darkness they are a beam of hope. Thank you.